Hey girls, good morning. We're going to try this again. We've tried to do morning minutes a couple times here, and Facebook is just not participating. So I'm not sure what's going on here, aside from possibly somebody really needs to hear this message. So we're going to try it one more time here, and if it doesn't work, then I will record it and then post it up here. So, because obviously somebody needs to hear this. But anyhow, our topic today is rest. With the holidays coming up, it was a perfect time to talk about this as we all get so busy and caught up in our days. And I just want to bring this to you so that you can know that we don't have to do it all, that we don't have to be in control, and that it is okay to rest during our day. So let's take a look at a verse here. Our first verse is Psalm 23, 1-3. And we all know this one. The Lord is my shepherd. I lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters, and he refreshes my soul. I lack nothing, and he refreshes my soul. What an awesome reminder for us, girls. See, life can be so filled with busyness and uncertainty and the chaos, which makes us nervous and stressed out. Now, has there been times where you start to twitch, because so much is going on? Or have you had so much going on in your day that when you turn around and at the end of the day, you're exhausted and you're worn out, but nothing is done? Those are days that you really need to have that rest in there so that stress can be alleviated. We want to know, as women, we always want to know, what is the plan? What are the details? I've got to have a backup plan just in case plan A doesn't work. And what do we do next? Instead of stopping and just resting and trusting what God has. Because see, girls, we got to remember that God already knows. He was there in the beginning. He knows all the stuff before us. He knows all the stuff now. And he knows all the stuff for tomorrow. So if he's already in control of all that, why are we not stopping and resting in Jesus? And it's because our nature, girls, is to be constantly busy, constantly moving forward, in control, planning, knowing the details. And sometimes we have to just say, I got my hands off and I'm just going to go. Because God wants the details to be left up to him. He reveals it in his time. And see, what I know is, I know for me, with God gives me vision. He'll show me a vision of something. For example, we have our women's conference coming up here in Rock Hill. Then we'll do our first annual Thrive conference, and it's going to be exciting in March. I've seen the end product. I know that day I can close my eyes and visualize it. I can see that day. I don't know how we're getting there. We're looking at 300 women in that room. How are we getting there? But God has a plan. And every day we've seen God just kind of reveal a little more of it to us one at a time. Here's a piece here. Here's some media exposure for free. Here's, I go and meet with the leadership of our church to help start planning this and putting the budget together. And all of a sudden now, what I thought now becomes bigger. Now, instead of just a goodie bag that would be given to these women as, donations from other businesses or whatever, whoever wants to market their business, we're going to be putting our other speakers' book in there. We're going to be printing t-shirts for them. We're going to be doing little bottles with the logos. And we're doing lunch. All of this stuff is coming out of a vision that I saw at the end. And I've seen it at the end. I've seen from the stage, I see what it looks like. I see the room filled with women. And I see God moving in it. But he didn't give me the details. But that's how God works. And instead, our minds, girls, trust me, I go through days where I have a plan. I have my plan written out. And I'm go, 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 go. And oh, Lordy, Should anything go wrong? I don't do well if things don't go right. And poor Greg here laughs at me because we get a plan and then something doesn't go right. Like maybe I have a to-do list here, right? And I'm busy, but I didn't get it all done, and maybe one of those things impacts him. Maybe it was I didn't get the house vacuumed, or I didn't get the laundry in the dryer, whatever it might be. And he says, have I complained? How can I help? See, in my mind, I have to have it all done because that's just how I'm working. I'm forgetting to stop and rest during the day in Jesus Christ. And part of it, and maybe it's you, maybe you feel the same, I felt guilty. If I stop and rest, and I take my time to take care of me, I actually feel guilty. I feel like I'm wasting time. I go out and I run a business, but yet I've got to stop and eat. I don't have a nanny. One day maybe I'll have a nanny, I don't know. I just don't know that I want one, but I do want one. You know that? Yeah, that kind of, I want it, but I don't. But I'm like, if I have to stop and cook, because I don't eat processed food, so that means I have to stop and prepare it. Then I'm wasting time to prepare it, because that's 30 minutes out of what I was doing over here. But if I don't eat, the body shuts down. See how it works? It's kind of like a car running. If you're not maintaining it, the car stops. It'll just stop. You've got to make sure it's getting gas. Tires are checked. Oil's changed. There's water in the radiator or whatever. I'm not a car person. I just know I put a key in and it goes. I'm good. But we really need to be stopping and resting. And I heard a quote. Where's my quote? I wrote that down. I saw a quote today that I really kind of went, wow, that's powerful. Rest is not an option. It is a spiritual discipline. We need to make a spiritual habit in our life. So we have to stop and rest. See, even God creates that example. When he created the world and everything in it, on that seventh day he rested. He's already set that example for us. But girls, we get so busy and so caught up that we don't stop and rest. Thanksgiving is next week. How many of you already have this big old agenda of stuff you have to get done? And in that agenda is your priority to rest in God. Are you planning to rest in God? Or are you so busy with the plans and the agenda and the schedule that you already created that you forgot that rest in Jesus Christ? You know, if you're like me, you're kind of stubborn. And I saw somebody said to me one day, you need to stop being a stubborn sheep. And I went, and what's that supposed to mean? Of course I take it, get all meh about it. But seriously, sheep are stubborn. They don't want to do. I mean, my Malamute, Dante, you know that. You guys have seen stories of him. He is one of the most stubborn animals I've ever seen in my life. That dog is obedient. He is a great boy. But if he doesn't want to do something, that boy does not do something. And he will stand there, all 4 feet planted firmly on the ground, and look at you with his tail up and go, you want me to what? And he won't do it. So, we're the same way. But see, we get so busy in our schedules and in our plan, our agenda, our to-do list, we haven't prioritized that need of resting in God. We may not even be starting our day with Jesus. We've got to get those priorities right. And priority 1 is Jesus. Priority 2 then falls in to taking care of everything else. But we have to stop and rest. Oh, girls, we have to. The Lord wants us so desperately to lay down in these green pastures he's given us. To refresh our souls in the quiet waters. He wants us to know that peace that only comes through him alone. It's like the signs you see everywhere around. Know God, N-O, God. no, N-O, peace. No, K-N-O-W, God, then no, K-N-O-W, peace. That's just the way it is. If we understand that our peace comes through Him alone, we will find that time in our day and stop making those excuses not to spend that time with Him. We need to stop filling every waking moment with something to do so that we can feel like we have more value and worth. We feel that if we're busy all the time and busyness is there and we're constantly going, that we have created and we're proving our worth. Oh, girls, that is not the truth. Busyness does not equal productivity. Busyness does not equal productivity. We need to fill our waking moments focused on God and allow God to move through everything we're doing. Allow God to shift us. If there's something that He doesn't want us doing, and maybe our list, our day is too busy, we need to be obedient and say, okay, let's prioritize our day. Let's make sure we start with you, God, and let's make sure that we find our rest in you. Are you exhausted because you've been trying to live your life on your own? You've been so busy with your own agenda. You've been so stretched and stressed out. You go through your days and you're exhausted and you've been busy doing all kinds of stuff, yet this list that you had is still full. You didn't accomplish anything, yet you're exhausted. Let me go to a verse here in a story that we all know very well. Excuse me. Luke chapter 10, verse 42. But one thing is needed, and Mary has chosen that good part, which will not be taken from her. And you girls know that story of Martha and Mary. Jesus is coming to Martha's house and Mary's house, and Martha is so busy in the kitchen, go, getting stuff ready. Jesus is coming, I gotta cook, I gotta clean, I gotta, right? There's all this busyness about her. And yet Mary, when Jesus comes, she stops and sits at His feet. And of course Martha comes out, all hands on her hips, going, make her help me. And what happens? Jesus says to her, no, Martha, Mary has chosen the best thing here. Girls, God is telling us that we need to stop. We need to rest. We need to press in on Him and stop doing it on our own. Thanksgiving is a week away. Are you already stressing out about family coming, about cooking the meal, about travel, whatever your agenda is showing for that day? Hey girls, it's only going to get worse. Christmas is right after that, and then there's New Year's, and then you get to sit there and go, and where did the year go? You know you're going to do it. So let's change this year. Let's this year change what we do. Let's find that rest in God so that God can talk to us, so that God can show us what is important. I will tell you this much. On the days that I start with Him, and I try to start every day, I really do. I make it an effort. I get more accomplished in one day. Excuse me. On the days that I rest in Him, oh, we have the wildfires out here right now. And about this time of day, the smoke starts coming into our area. We're not near them, so we're good, but it's kind of, we can smell it all. But again, the days that I really embrace resting and starting with Him are the days that I thrive the most. And you guys know what I teach is about women of God thriving. I really believe we were meant to thrive, not just survive in this world. And so many are just surviving, if you're even surviving. You're getting into these days and you're panicking and there's overwhelm and there's craziness and you're exhausted. And how could I possibly even consider anything else in my life? I want to challenge you today that if you are exhausted because you've been trying it on your own, You're exhausted because you think you need to stay busy. You're exhausted because you're trying to be everything to everyone. Let's surrender that today. Let's press into Jesus and lean on Him and let Him be our strength. Let's rest on the Lord and let Him refresh our souls. What would your day be like if you could be refreshed? How would your mindset be? How would your body feel? How would your spirit feel? Oh, girls, let's make resting in God part of our priority in the day, just like starting our day with Jesus is a priority in our day. Write down your priorities. Write down your to-do list. Dante. Write down your to-do list. Sorry about that, girls. What you're going to do today. And I challenge you to do this each day. And then when you write that down, go back and put a red star next to the things that are focused on Jesus. Most of you will find that if you're not starting your day with Him and you're not finding those quiet moments during the day to rest in Him, that you're not putting Jesus in your day. And now, trust me, there is such a life-changing experience when you put Him back in, where He's supposed to be our first. God says to give Him our first fruits. That doesn't just mean your money. That means your time. You give Him your best time, because then He will multiply the rest of it. If we're not resting in God, girls, we're doing it on our own strength, and we cannot keep moving fast forward, straight ahead, in a path determined to complete things and finish the race if we're not resting in God. So think about that today. Are you trying to just be busy with your day and fill it with every waking moment with something, and ask yourself, am I trying to prove my value and worth based on what I do? Because we need to change that. If we're going to thrive, we as women of God must know that we start our day with just time to hear from God, whether it's worship, whether it's reading, whether it's quiet, journaling, coloring, whatever your thing is, to spend that time. And some of you have said, I don't have time to do that. I already get up early enough, or my day's already filled. 5 minutes. Trust me. Get up 5 minutes early and do it. Each day you're going to find that now you're getting more and more time with Him, because there's something about spending time with Jesus that the rest of the day multiplies. So find your rest in Jesus, girls. Allow yourself to lay down in those green pastures. Allow yourself to refresh your soul next to those quiet and still waters that He has. And let's thrive for this holiday season, because, girls, we are the only Word that some people will see. We are a light on a hill. We are a light in a dark room. We are the salt that flavors this earth. Let's make a difference today. Let's choose that good part that Mary chose and sit at the feet of Jesus and listen to Him. All right? So have a great afternoon. I'm sorry this is so late. Facebook was acting up. Shame on them. And we'll catch you guys tomorrow morning, Friday. We'll have another great topic. If you ever have a topic you're just like, I want to know more, just let me know. And I'll definitely prayerfully consider it and do some research and present that to you as well. All right? So get out there. Get your priorities in line. And let's thrive today. All right. God bless you guys. Bye.